వెల్కమ్ టు టీవీ ఏషియా తెలుగు టాక్ షో విత్ ఎక్స్పర్ట్స్. మరి టీవీ ఏషియా తెలుగు టాక్ షో విత్ ఎక్స్పర్ట్స్ ఎవ్రీ వీక్ చాలా ట్యాక్స్ ప్లానింగ్ స్ట్రాటజీస్ తోటి చాలా ఇన్ఫర్మేటివ్ సెషన్స్ తోటి మన ముందుకు వస్తుందండి. సో ఈ వీక్ కూడా మనకి ఒక మంచి ట్యాక్స్ ప్లానింగ్ స్ట్రాటజీ టాపిక్ తోటి మన ముందుకు వచ్చేసింది. సో మనం ఎండ్ ఆఫ్ ద ఇయర్ లో ఉన్నాం కాబట్టి డెఫినెట్ గా ప్రతి ఒక్కళ్ళు వీ హ్యావ్ టు ప్లాన్ ఫర్ అవర్ ట్యాక్సెస్ 2020 ట్యాక్సెస్ పే చేయాలి కాబట్టి సో డెఫినెట్ గా ఎక్కడ అడ్వాంటేజ్ తీసుకోవాలి, లేకపోతే ఎక్కడ మనం ట్యాక్స్ సేవింగ్స్ చేసుకోవచ్చు అనేది డెఫినెట్ గా వీ నీడ్ ఎక్స్పర్ట్ అడ్వైజ్ అండి. సో ఆ ప్రాసెస్ లోనే మనకి అనిల్ గ్రంథి గారు చాలా విషయాలు మనకి ట్యాక్స్ ప్లానింగ్ గురించి చాలా రోజులుగా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తున్నారు. సో ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ టాపిక్ డీటెయిల్డ్ గా మనకి ఎట్లా అడ్వాంటేజ్ అవుతుంది అనేది చాలా చక్కగా చెప్తున్నారండి. సో డెఫినెట్ గా వి ఆల్ విల్ గెట్ బెనిఫిట్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్. సో ఈ వారం కూడా మరి ఒక సరికొత్త టాపిక్ తోటి, ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ టాపిక్ తోటి మరి మనం ప్రోగ్రామ్ స్టార్ట్ చేసేద్దాము. సో అనిల్ గారు కూడా రెడీగా ఉన్నారు. అనిల్ గారు, వెల్కమ్ టు ద షో అండి. హౌ ఆర్ యూ?
ఐఎమ్ వెరీ గుడ్ అండి లక్ష్మి గారు, థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్.
ఓకే అండి, థ్యాంక్స్ ఫర్ కమింగ్ టు ద షో. సో మన అనిల్ గారి గురించి మనందరికీ తెలుసండి, చాలా రోజులుగా చూస్తున్నాము హౌ ఎక్స్పర్టైజ్ ఈజ్ ఇన్ ట్యాక్స్ ప్లానింగ్ స్ట్రాటజీస్ అని. బట్ కాకపోతే కొత్తగా ఎవరైనా చూస్తా ఉండుంటే వాళ్ళ కోసం జస్ట్ మన అనిల్ గారి ఎక్స్పర్టైజ్ ఏంటనేది ఒకసారి చూద్దామండి. హీ హ్యాస్ 15+ years of experience in finance profession as finance controller, CFO, and he holds other senior executive positions in organizations like Amazon, Starbucks, PwC, and Sun Edison. He is helping his clients take advantage of tax planning opportunities and strategically setting up the clients' businesses for success. So he has a wonderful team of CPAs, chartered accountants, and other financial professionals. So please have a personal call with AG FinTax. So Anil Grandhi garu is the CEO of AG FinTax. So whenever you have some time, please you can set up a call with him and please try to find out how you can get benefit out of this all tax planning strategies. So without any further ado, we will start the show andi. Anil garu, so before starting the show, welcome to the show once again. And మీరు ఏదైనా చెప్పాలనుకుంటున్నారా షో స్టార్ట్ చేసే ముందు?
Sure అండి, I'm good, thank you very much. As year-end is coming up, there are a lot of strategies we are going to discuss this month, and I am very excited for this topic today.
Okay. So today we are going to discuss questions or discussion about hiring family members. Please, tax strategy planning లో ఫ్యామిలీ మెంబర్స్ ఎలా హైర్ చేయొచ్చు అనే టాపిక్ మీద మనం ఈరోజు డిస్కస్ చేద్దామండి. స్టార్ట్ చేసేద్దామండి ప్రోగ్రామ్.
షూర్, తప్పకుండా అండి లక్ష్మి గారు.
ఓకే అండి. సో యాజ్ వి ఆల్ నో, హైరింగ్ కిడ్స్, మీరు ఇంతకు ముందు చాలా సెషన్స్ లో కూడా చెప్పారు. హైరింగ్ కిడ్స్ ఈజ్ అ స్ట్రాటజీ you often mentioned during our shows as a tax planning tool and before. So that itself is a very encouraging or very enticing proposition to save on taxes. So now we are going to talk about not just children but other family members also. So what is the reason you chose this topic for this weekend?
Actually, hiring kids or hiring children, hiring family members, this is one of the most powerful tax saving strategy, and which is exclusively available only for the business owners. If you are in W2 employment and if you don't have any other business, I'm sorry, this today's show is not for yours. If you are a small business owner, definitely this will be a very useful show today. So most of the people in the last, as we have been talking about hiring kids in so many other live shows in this channel and in our previous channel, the previous shows, people started implementing these strategies and they are not doing in the right way. So whether they are kids are under 18 years old or above 18 years old, still hiring kids is a very good tax saving strategy. But what happened, as the year end is coming up, many of my clients, prospects are asking me, they want to hire their kids. Shall I do it or not? Shall I do it or not? Some people are doing it already, but they are doing mistakes. Mm-hmm. So when you have a good strategy, it's our responsibility that we need to ensure that we have done it in a right way. If you do any mistakes in implementing any strategy, it may backfire you. So I thought, as the year end is coming up, I think this is a very good strategy. So then that's where I am here.
So that's a very considerate thought, definitely. And that's very nice of you mentioning this. So why is hiring family is very important, Antaran?
Okay. So in this, what's happening now in this world, when by the time kids become adult and they start going to the office or to work, most of the times what we are noticing is when they are very young in their employment, they are failing in managing their money, or they are failing, or they are not up to the mark on expressing, demonstrating their entrepreneur skills, which we have been noticing from when we have new employees who are very fresh, just fresh college out students. So kids, what families are doing, what parents are doing, parents are missing a great opportunity to train their own kids who are sitting next to them on the dining table. They always, or most of the time, even just this, if you see the corona time, during this COVID time, every parent spend lot of time with their kids. Just it's a great opportunity, we spend time with the kids. At the same time, it's our responsibility to train our kids in a with a more in a more appropriate skill set, so that they will be ready to be successful once they start once they complete their education, and once they are going to start with their employment or entrepreneurship journey. So this beautiful hiring kids strategy has multiple benefits apart from monetary benefits. So why I like this strategy so much? Because this strategy will help to train your kids, to coach them, and to we are helping them to become self-reliant, and we are teaching them, so we are teaching small business techniques, and also we are building entrepreneur skills when they are very young. And we are also insisting a concept of job well done. If the work is assigned to them, how it has to be completed on time with a high quality, we are training them. And we are also, of course, as I said, we are also saving some taxes, some money we are saving through this strategy. This tax saved money can be invested on the kids for the kids future, or you maybe start saving for your retirement benefits. So every month, if you start saving some money in the taxes, you might be investing this money. If you can invest this money in a systematic investment plan, that could be some hundreds of thousands of dollars, or it could be millions also by the time of your retirement. And you are also training your kids what is the value of the hard work. When the responsibility is assigned to you, how to meet the timelines, make them accountable, and there are many more to talk. So on top of money, there are many other benefits surrounding this monetary terms. So this is a very good strategy, and I follow it.
I totally agree with you on that, Andy. So teaching children how to manage their time, resources, and money responsibly is more important than ever. I can't wait to know more. Please continue more on this.
Sure, Andy. So there are hardly, I say that there are 4 different scenarios we can think of when we are hiring family. Number 1, hiring children who are under 18, hiring children and other family members, hiring grandchildren and or grandkids and who are under 18, and paying your spouse. So and I will cover all the strategies in more detail now, and every strategy we will take one, and I will explain it elaborately.
Sure, Andy. So what is the first and most useful option for majority of the people to follow?
Yes, the first one is hiring children under 18 years, Andy. So it's very important to know the right procedure to implement this strategy. Otherwise, it will backfire on you. So there are some facts and rules you need to know and you need to follow when putting your minor children to work in the business. So the first most important advantage what I see is when you pay salary to your employees, to your kids, you don't need to withhold any taxes. No withholding taxes. You don't need to pay any payroll taxes. No social security, no Medicare benefits. I mean, you don't need to pay any of those taxes. No workman compensation, no federal unemployment insurance fees, or no state unemployment insurance fees. You don't need to pay any of those taxes, or you don't need to withhold the money.
So what is the reason behind it, Andy? So why is that so?
Okay, so because I mean, there won't be any unemployment taxes you need to pay when you hire your kids, because there are two reasons. Number one, IRS has given a clear clarification. If kids are hired by the parents and for the sole proprietor or for the partnership business, then they don't need to pay any social security taxpayers. So no social security, no Medicare tax, and there are no unemployment insurance also, because what is the purpose of unemployment or workman compensation? Like, I'll take an example of workman compensation insurance. If something happened to you at office, some accident, employees can file a case or claim to recover some cost because of the accident. So if you're hiring your kids, most probably, and that too under 18 years, most probably you don't need, they won't be filing a case on you even they get hurt, or even they met an accident while they are working for you at your office. They will not be filing a case on you. Even they incur some medical expenses, you might be having a family health insurance plan which will take care of their medical expenses. So these are the reasons why there are no taxes, no insurance premiums needs to be paid for, no workman compensation, no unemployment benefits, no unemployment taxes, no federal taxes, no Medicare taxes.
That makes complete sense, Andy. So what about child labor laws, Andy?
Okay. So when we are hiring children, you must follow child labor rules. So when you appoint your kid, there are some states who have given clear exceptions, saying that no child rules are applicable when parent hire kids. And there are, it's called exceptions. Labor laws are exempted or exception for the kids who are under 18 years old. And because they are not expected to work in hazardous jobs. If they are under 18 years, they are not supposed to work in hazardous jobs. And the most important thing is, whatever work you give it to them, that should be appropriate to your child's age. So please consider the age of the kid, then only assign the job, and ensure that you are documenting his job profile, and ensure that you are managing their timesheet. And I will cover what are the documents are required. But we need to ensure that we maintain all the documentation in line with child labor law. And the child labor law varies from state to state. So I strongly recommend, please check with your state rules before you implement any hiring kids strategy for your business.
Okay, got it, Andy. So the work must be age appropriate and reasonable. So what is the next fact, Andy?
The next one is, the second fact is, when you pay salary to them up to $12,400, as I said, you don't need to pay, you don't need to pay any taxes, first of all. Then if you pay up to $12,400, it is a business expense for you, because they are working for you. And it is an income for them. It's called earned income for the kids. But they don't need to file a tax return. They don't need to pay any taxes, because their income is less than $12,400 for the year. So because it is under standard deduction, this is the one advantage. So
okay. So does that 12,400 apply to all? And
okay, yes, this 12,400 standard deduction is applicable for people who are filing single tax return, such as single status tax return. An example: if you are filing a married filing joint it's a $24,800. You can claim as a standard deduction, but kids will be filing single status tax return, so that yes, $12,400 is what applicable for them as a standard deduction.
But I'm not clear, and I'm sorry, I didn't get it. So if it is married filing jointly, then 24,800 can be paid to the kid?
No. Okay, I'll put it another way. No, I mean, here the point for the discussion is standard deduction. If anyone filing a single status tax return, resident single status tax return, the standard deduction is 12,400. Just for the reference purpose, I was saying about married filing jointly. Just for easy understanding, for married filing jointly, it is $24,800 as a standard deduction. But kids are single; they are single, so that it's only $12,400.
Okay.
Thanks for asking for this clarification. This helps.
So much for explaining, and I just missed కొంచెం అంత part.
Yeah, no problem.
So, will 12,400 apply to multiple kids also?
Yes, Andy. Every kid is eligible. For every kid, you can pay up to $12,400, which are tax free. If you have multiple kids, it's 12,400 each, Andy. Please, only thing, as I said, we need to ensure that we are paying the reasonable salary. And an example, if you have a 6 years old kid, and if you want to pay some $1,000 per month, no, that is not reasonable. So as long as based on their work, you need to identify what is the reasonable. Only that amount only you can pay it as a salary.
I completely understand. That makes sense actually. 6 years kid, we cannot say that he is working monthly so many hours and we are paying salary.
Yes.
So then how do we decide how much to pay, and do you need to have proof of reasonable pay, Andy?
Okay. So what is the reasonable here? It's like, what does it mean? How much you will pay to some outside person if you want to take them under employment for your company to do the same tasks what our kids are doing. So then you can do the measurement. Like example, if your kids are helping you maybe on the social media, on Facebook, are doing some marketing, branding, advertisement, if any of are designing, or maybe some coding also people are doing now. So there may be coding, documentation, data entry, or accounting. How much you will pay to an outsider to do the same job? So if you can do some matching like that, if you can see the comparison, so then you will know what is a reasonable amount here.
Can the children be still claimed as dependents, Andy, because we are paying salary to them, right?
This is a very good question, Andy. This is a very good. I get this question many times. Absolutely, they can claim it as a dependence, Andy. As long as you take care of their living expenses and support living expenses, and you are supporting them on day to day. And if you are taking care of more than 50% of their living expenses, you are eligible to get child tax credits, and also you can claim it as deductions. And everything, whatever benefits you can claim as a child, you can for your child, you can definitely claim it. And there are no restrictions. Still, they can earn money, but you can claim them as a dependents. But the only thing is, as I said, you can do it. But again, I want to mention that please use this only for the legitimate services. Make sure that your kids are doing legitimate services. Just don't do the payment just for the tax saving purpose. Make them involved into your business. Ask them to do the right works and do the reasonable work, and give the appropriate work to him. An example, you cannot give us some coding, data entry work for a 7 years old kid who doesn't even know how to typing. So it doesn't make that. So do some reasonable work, and whatever you do, please, whatever they do, please maintain the proper records.
Yes, I totally agree, Andy. So without any legitimacy, please don't do it for tax purpose. Thank you, Anil Garu. So let's take a short break and come back, Andy.
Sure, Andy. Thank you.
ఎక్స్చేంజ్ 8,000 రూపాయల బ్యాలెన్స్ మ్యామ్.
ఇవ్వనక్కర్లేదమ్మా, 8,000 మీకే వస్తాయి.
ఎస్ మ్యామ్, మేము కేవలం హాల్మార్క్ 916 గోల్డ్ నే అమ్ముతాం. ఇంకా మీకు దొరికింది 100% ఎక్స్చేంజ్ వాల్యూ.
క్వాలిటీ, ఇది మలబార్ ప్రామిస్.
Mom, what did the man mean when he said, go back to where you came from?
Go back, wherever you're from.
Why do they make fun of my name at school? Dad, who will protect us from climate change?
Global warming, and a lot of it's a hoax. It's a hoax.
Why am Mommy coming back from hospital?
Our family's future is at stake. The choice is ours. Vote Asaf and Warnock. TSP Victory is responsible for the contents of this ad.
Hi, this is Senator Sheikh Rahman. I represent the Georgia's 5th State Senate District. Thank you for showing up for Biden and turning the state blue. You did your job, but the thing is, the job is not complete. Unless you come back on January 5th, Biden cannot pass any meaningful legislation. That's why you have to come back and finish up the job you started. I'm blessed to represent one of the most diverse state senate districts in the country. We have folks from more than 100 different countries, speak more than 100 different languages, and I'm proud to represent those folks. Those are my folks. Every day when I go to the capital, I represent those folks. The people look like me. I came to this country, my first job was a dishwasher. I moved up from dishwasher to district managers. I dropped out of school. After 8 or 9 years, I went back to the University of Georgia. After 14 years, I finished my undergraduate degree, so I never give up. As an immigrant, I want people to look at me and then say, hey, if this guy can do it, I can do it too. And I was told many times, you don't speak good English, you can't get promoted, you can do this and that. But here I am, I'm a state senator of state of Georgia. The thing is, you have a limitation as the President of the United States. You have to have Senate confirm all your nominees, and you have to, get Congress to, pass all the bills too. So what it is, we have the Congress, but we don't have the Senate. We do have 2 Senate seats that we can flip in Georgia. Traditionally, we stayed on the sideline. We never come and we said, oh, it's not that important. It is important. If you don't show up, we don't have a voice. We cannot complain to the government. We cannot just say this is not happening, that not happening, because we don't vote. Whole world is looking at us. Whole world is looking at us. We have a duty to get the job done. I became a citizen in 1995. I did not miss one single vote. I'm proud to say it because I knew it. That was my duty when I signed up and became a United States citizen. You gotta plan it. Just like when you get sick, you gotta go to doctors. When you sign up for job, you gotta go to work. So you sign up to become a US citizen, you sign up to vote too. We have more than 100,000 South Asian in Georgia. We showed up for Biden and Kamala Harris. We can show up for Warnock and Asaf. We can make a difference. But the January 5th is the last day of election. Election actually starts on December the 14th. You have 3 weeks to vote. Don't let me down. Don't let us down. Don't let any South Asian down. We made a difference in this election. And we're gonna make a difference in this country if we show up. This is our job to show up. Let's get it done. Thank you.
TSP Victory is responsible for the content of this advertising.
ఇది మా హీరో అల్లుడు కోసం ఫిట్ గా ఉంటుంది. పర్ఫెక్ట్ గా ఫిట్ అవుతుంది. ఇది మైండ్ డైమండ్, 100% క్వాలిటీ.
సార్, ప్రతి మైండ్ డైమండ్ న్యాచురల్. ఇంకా మేము 28 క్వాలిటీ టెస్ట్లు చేస్తాం.
28 టెస్ట్లా?
ప్రతి డైమండ్ జ్యువెలరీతో పాటు ఇంటర్నేషనల్ ల్యాబ్ సర్టిఫికేట్ కూడా.
కళ్ళు మూసుకుని మీ హీరో కోసం వజ్రాలను తీసుకోండి. ఇది మలబార్ ప్రామిస్.
Welcome back to TV Asia Telugu Talk Show with Experts. So TV Asia Telugu is available on all BBTV, Dish Network, YouTube, and TV Asia Telugu website. and Facebook page is also there. Please log into one of these channels whenever you get chance, and you can watch informative sessions and entertainment sessions as well. Thank you so much. Welcome back, Anil Garu. So we're talking about like legitimate services. So they have to provide legitimate services for the business. Then only they can be paid. Anukunnam kada.
True.
What are those legitimate services?
So in general, what are the legitimate means based on their age, at what age they are, and what they can do actually. An example, you can take your help from your kids for any janitorial services, or if your kids are good at photography, you can ask them to take some photos for your office, or if you are doing some, you can take them some, you can take their help maybe in the marketing or managing your Facebook page, or if they are very young, you may take some help from them on cleaning your office or shredding the paper, or maybe stuffing some envelopes, or if you have a rental properties, take them some help on cleaning your rental home, rental properties, like working on the rental properties, or taking some help on maybe some repairs and maintenance based on their age. Age plays a key role at what age they can do. That really plays a key role. And answering the calls, like example, I get more than 50 to 100 calls in a day. So if you think that if I think that my kid can answer those calls, yes, I can assign the job also to him. And maybe sending some promotional, if your kids are teenage boys or teenage girls, they may be able to send some promotional emails, or sending some reminders to your clients, or doing the follow-ups with the clients, or organizing your home office managing or home offices, and any small miscellaneous administration work, data entry jobs, and maintaining the books of accounts for your company. Maybe small, if you're a small business owner, you don't have a lot of transactions. Then if your son is a teenager, if they understand how to track all those expenses, maybe you may be able to take the help from them. So
should we document the time spent on their jobs?
Yes, and this is very essential, and you need to maintain. It's very essential that you are maintaining the time sheet, and also what are they doing, when they're starting the work, when they're going out. This is like a time tracker, because this at any point of time, if IRS comes and asks you, hey, what your kid has done, come and show me a proof. Show me a proof. So you need to build all those documentation, including the time sheet. And there are many online websites out there where you can do check-in, check-out. So those things I strongly recommend to maintain the time tracker also.
So do you need your kids' approval to hire them?
This is a very good question, and actually, do you need means just sending a offer letter doesn't is not enough. You need to talk to them. You need to make them understand what you are expecting from them. And it's surprisingly, when you ask your kid, hey, how can you help me? You just try to go and ask your kid, how can you help me for my business? I want to pay you some money. So what you do, what you are going to do? You will be surprised to hear what they have in their mind. They may come up with some different thoughts. You might not be thinking that, okay, you take a help for this, for one task from them, but they may come and say that, yes, they may be able to do it. So then you can do some it's a way, I think you need to sit with them, understand what they can do, then only job to them. And when you are doing this, let them also understand why you are paying this salary, what you are expecting. Have a clear job profile for them, so that you are making them accountable for what they are doing.
So this as the next, I have a question. Should they be paid on W2 or 1099?
Okay, this is also a very popular question I get. 1099s we pay for the independent contractors who works on them who works independently. They independent contractors are not required to work only under your guidance. So, but here in the W2, because they are high, because they are kids, they are expected to work only under your guidance. So I recommend to pay W2 only for your kids.
So does that mean they have to work full time and?
No, they can only work part time or full time, or based on their school schedule, they can work.
So when the kids receive W2, how is it claimed on the return and on the parents or their own? How it will be claimed?
Okay. So this is called as earned income. So whatever money they make on their W2, it is an earned income only. So, and it will not be reported in the parent's tax return. They need to file their own tax return if the income is more than $12,400 in a year. So, and as I said, up to $12,400, they don't need to pay taxes. They don't need to file a tax return also.
So, are the tax savings available even if we pay college-aged kids in?
Yes, Andy. This is a second option with the if the kids are more than 18 years old. Then this option we should consider. Yes, Andy. Still, you can pay them even the kids are going to the college or kids are more than above 18 years old. If they're above 18 years old, then you don't get social security tax, all those tax benefits you will not be getting it. Payroll taxes you have to pay. But still I recommend you to pay because they are at a lower tax bracket. You get a tax deduction at a higher tax bracket. On average, most of parents who are the viewers here in the show, they may be in 24% or 32 or 37 or 45%, including state and federal taxes. But kids are most of the cases, they are in 10 or 12% tax bracket. Even you pay $50,000 also, they are at 12% tax bracket. So it's a better shift the income from your individual level to the kids level, which is at lower tax bracket.
Okay, got it. So let's say a child has been volunteering till date. Can that child be paid for the services already rendered in the past?
Answer is yes, provided if you have a proper timesheets and they are accurate and you have a documentation support that they are working. An example, today someone calls me. Today actually one guy called me and said his kid has been helping him in the business for the entire year, but he's not paying anything. Then I said, okay, if you have the track, if you have the documentation, prove that your kid is working for you for throughout the year, then definitely you can do the payment for the entire year, or at least even for the last quarter, based on how much documentation you have. So if you don't have the documentation, then I don't recommend you to pay salary for the last 1 year, for this entire year. So documentation plays a key role here.
Okay. So what proof does the IRS need, and does the child pay taxes?
Okay. So as I mentioned few times today, timesheets are very important. They need to maintain a track of how many hours they are working. So you can do clock in, clock out on day-to-day basis or weekly basis. If they are working on the weekend, whenever they are working, they need to maintain a track of times, and you also need to have a track of how much money you are paying to them. It has to be paid. Funds has to go into their bank account. So the child the track, there should be a track of time, and there should be a track of paying salary also.
Okay, so much information, Andy, and the last track of the fourth factor. Can you please explain it?
Okay, so the fourth one is the last and very important one. How do you pay your kids, or what right company or right legal entity structure you should use when you pay your kids? If kids are under 18 years, we need to pay to save all those taxes, whatever I discussed. We need to pay salary to them only from sole proprietor business or family management company or partnership company, or it can be an LLC for rentals. If many of you guys might be having an LLCs for rental, single member LLCs, you can use that. But you cannot, if you pay any salary from your S corporation business, then you need to pay payroll taxes. This is very important. Many people, many of the viewers or many of my clients are outsiders. They do mistakes here. So yes, you can pay salary. So what they do immediately, most of them have S corporations. Immediately what they do, they onboard their kids on S corporation as a salary, as an employee, and they do the payment and they do the salary payment. If you do like that, yes, if you pay up to $12,000, it's a tax deduction for you and it is not taxable income for them. But you will be paying 15.3% payroll taxes on the salary, whatever you are doing it. So when you pay the salary to your kids, the platform what you are using, which entity structure, is very important. And I strongly recommend work with your CPA accountant before implementing this. Concept wise, this is very good. But when you are implementing it, you need to ensure that you are not doing any mistakes. So, yes, sir.
What about hiring children above 18 or a child in the family?
Yeah. So this option brings into the picture kids who are more than 18 years, above 18 years, or even if you want to pay salary to your niece, nephew, or even your grandchildren 18 and above. So then this comes into the picture, and your kids more than 18 years or 18 years and above, or your family members like niece and nephews. So again, here what you need to do is you need to, as I said, we have to ensure that they are doing a legitimate services. That formula, that condition always applies. And here they need to pay, because they are elders, it's very much reasonable even to pay them salary more than $12,400. And other thing is, even you pay less than $12,400, they will still continue to pay payroll taxes, which is a 15.3%. So you don't get any benefits of payroll tax exemptions if the kids are more than 18 years or above, or if they are niece or nephew or any other family members. It doesn't matter. You won't be getting any of those tax exemptions, payroll tax exemptions.
How is it different from hiring own children?
So when you hire your own children, we recommend to issue W-2s. But if they are more than 18 years old, or you are hiring some other family members, even you can issue a 1099s. So you have an option, either W-2 or 1099s.
The whole reason for adapting this strategy is to save taxes and train kids. If the children had to pay taxes, what purpose does it serve?
It's a very good question, Andy. So, if the kids, if the more than 18 years, if above 18 years old, what is the purpose then? If they are paying the taxes, then what is the purpose? So the first thing is get them on the grid and start building their own personal credit history, which is very important. Training them and coaching them on accountability and responsibilities, managing the money when they are young. 18 years, most probably kids are not ready to become a full-time employee anywhere. Still they are in the students only, in the students life, students age. So, and the money whatever you are paying to them also, it is your money is still within the family only, and you are not paying to someone outsiders. The money is within the family, and you are coaching your kids, and you are coaching your kids by assigning the right jobs and by assigning the right job and giving the responsibilities to deliver. It's okay if it's more than $12,400, they need to pay taxes. Still it is okay because they are at lower tax bracket. You might be at 24, 35 or 45% tax brackets, but they may be at much lower tax brackets. So we should not forget the tax advantage also.
So can grandchildren be also hired, Andy?
Yes, Andy. even you can apply this strategy even for the grandchildren also. So if the grandchildren are under under 18 years, so then you cannot directly save the taxes by employing them, but there is some strategies again we can use it, because as per IRS, you don't need to withhold any taxes, you don't need to pay payroll taxes only when you hire your own children. So grandchildren are not under own children, so but still there are some strategies which we can apply.
So then how is hiring the grandchildren is going to save taxes?
Yes, sir. Yeah, coming there. I'm coming there. So how do you do? When you want to hire your grandchildren, what I recommend, have a business like the same strategy, whatever you're using, like have a sole proprietor, hire your kids. What I recommend, have an agreement with their parent, grandchildren's parent, that is nothing but your kids. So have an agreement with let your kids have a sole proprietorship business, have an agreement between your business and the kid business, your own business, and the child they can hire under 18 years old kid under their payroll, so that you are paying some money to them, 1099. You 1099 to your kids, your own kids company for support services, and let them help your grandchildren to deliver what is asked to deliver. So it's a two-step. It's a tax is always about structuring. If there is an IRS good code is there, how to structure to optimize the tax savings. So this is a two-layer approach. And for this 1099 employees, when you issue a 1099, for the parents, they get a money from your own business, 1099 or through 1099, and they employ the kids and they pay salary to their kids. So you are paying to grandchildren through your kids.
So won't the parents own the taxes and in that case?
Okay, because when you issue 1099, technically, yes, parents are responsible to pay the taxes, but they don't have any income because they are paying the salaries to their kids. So it's a two-level. So example, if I pay $12,000 to my son and they have a sole proprietor and the son has a son, so I pay $12,000 to my son through 1099, who is adult, and he has a sole proprietor business, and he will pay again $12,000 to his kid. So he comes in and goes. So he doesn't need to pay any taxes on it because there is no net income there.
So all this seems a lot of paperwork and might seem too risky for many taxpayers. So what is your take on this?
As I have been mentioning, IRS IRS always demands or expects proper documentation for anything you do. IRS code is so well designed, and it's up to you how to use that code by implementing a right tax saving strategies and enjoy the benefits. IRS code is standard for everyone, not only for the hiring kids. For anything, it's for the whether it's a big corporation or small corporation, it's the same rules. But bigger corporations, what they do, they have the right people in their team who structure the deals or who structure the tax saving strategies in a right way to the taxes. In the same way, yes, IRS, if you can, as long as you you follow the structure and you are not abusing the IRS tax code, you definitely can implement all the tax saving strategies, whatever we are discussing here. But documentation is the key. So when you spend some time to do documentation, then if you're saving few thousands of dollars in taxes, why not? Just spend some time and ensure that they have a right documentation. That's it.
So will this affect the child's financial aid from colleges or universities?
Okay. Answer is what I shall say is, I don't have a right answer for that, because you need to, for every university, when they give the financial aid, they have a different set of calculation. So I recommend you to check with your universities where you want to send to your kids and how they calculate financial aid. An example, you see a lot of young people, 14, 15, 16 years are working outside. If you go to the McDonald's, you see very young guys, and you go to wherever you go, they see very young people, 16, 17, 18 years also there. So, or whatever earning they, whatever salary they are getting, are they going, is it going to impact their financial aid? Answer is, it depends on the college what they are going to choose. So if you pay some basic amounts, maybe $1,000 per month, I don't think it has a big impact on the financial aid. But however, it's a disclaimer. You need to work with, you need to check with the universities or colleges where they want to go and study. So they have different rules.
So we need to check with colleges or universities which might go. So based on that, we can plan that, right? Andy?
Yes, you are right.
So what about the kiddie tax, and does that apply?
No, kiddie tax is applied only on unearned income. Like you have some deposits, fixed deposits or CDs on your kid's name, and they are making some interest. They are getting some interest, or you have some other investments and they are getting some dividends, and they are not. It's not an this is an unearned income. If kids get any unearned income, that will be added back to the parents' tax return. So kiddie tax, that is where it's called kiddie tax. But in this strategy, it is considered as a earned income because you are having all the documentation and legitimately you are actually availing their services and you are paying them to them, paying salary to them. So you don't, kiddie tax is not applicable when you hire your kids and pay salary.
So you mentioned that kids savings of Roth IRA is one of the benefits, savings in Roth IRA for kids. So you have always been an enthusiastic advocate of retirement planning. So how is this Roth IRA going to impact the child's future?
Got it. I always love Roth. Building a tax-free wealth is one of the best strategy we should think of, we should implement it. So Roth IRA is a great strategy, and who can contribute to the Roth IRA? If kids are not earning, if they're not earning, and if they don't have earned income, they cannot contribute to Roth IRA account. So the best way to save money is that one of the best money rules are start saving money as soon as possible. Don't delay it. So when your kids are working, whether they are working through your company or if they are working outside, or if they are doing any part-time or intern or wherever summer job, whatever they are doing, I recommend them to think about Roth IRA strategy. So they can contribute. There are limits as we discussed earlier. There are some limits on this amount or how much they can contribute, but ages are completely irrelevant. Even he's an 8 years old, and if he's getting any income, they can contribute. So whatever working, if they have any earned income, they can contribute.
So what is the contribution limit?
Okay, so for this year, Roth IRA contribution, the maximum Roth IRA contribution is only $6,000. $6,000. But if the kid's income is less than $6,000, then you can contribute only to the textile. An example, if the kid is earning only $4,000 for this year, so then he can contribute only to the extent of their earned income, that is $4,000. He cannot contribute $6,000.
So they cannot contribute more than the earned income.
Yes, you are right.
So you suggest that Roth IRA is better than traditional IRA. Is that right?
Answer is absolutely yes. Endukante, I always say again, traditional IRA. What is a traditional IRA? When you withdraw money in the future at the time of retirement, you need to pay taxes again on the day rate. But when you are at lower income taxes, put more funds in the Roth to the extent possible. So, but so that you are building a tax-free wealth, and whenever you take the money later, then those will be tax free only. So definitely yes, Roth IRA is better than traditional IRA for kids perspective.
It's definitely an option all the parents should consider and encourage their children to do whatever hiring them money. So coming back to hiring family, can spouse also be paid?
Yes, Andy. Definitely, Andy. One has to be very really careful when you are employing your spouse, because I noticed we are ending up paying more taxes when you employ spouse. But still, it's a good strategy. We need to look into this, but people should know when they employ their spouse as an employee.
Oh, okay. So now this is an interesting Andy. So when you can pay children or grandchildren or nieces or nephews and save taxes, why does it not work when we pay the spouse?
So because when we are paying to adults or kids who are more than 18 years or above, or any children or niece, nephews, because they are their own, they're independent. I mean, they can file their own tax returns. But if you pay salary to your wife, again, and most probably most of the cases we file married filing jointly. If that is the case, again, you are taking the money from your pocket, paying social security taxes, and giving to your wife or spouse. Again, it will be added back when you file a tax return. So you need to be very cautious when you are implementing or when you are talking about employing your spouse.
So is there any way or a situation to pay the spouse and save on taxes?
Yes, still we recommend employing your spouse. There are some advantages out there. If spouse is not working, or if a spouse is working but doesn't have a 401k account or retirement account, then this is the time you should think about employing your wife as an employee. Employing your spouse, because if you pay a salary of maybe approximately $23,000, even in a per year, even after paying employment taxes and everything, still she can contribute retirement 401k up to $19,500. And if spouse is more than 50 years and above, then she can contribute up to $26,000 as for 401k. If that is the case, you can pay salary of around $30,000, and if she or he under 50 years, then I recommend to pay $23,000 approximately, so that even after all the taxes and everything is done, but still you are saving taxes on 401k contributions.
So what is the conclusion? What is your conclusion on this entire discussion today?
Okay. So what I say is, don't miss the great opportunity to involve your family members, irrespective of the age, in your business, and assign them right job responsibilities, do get legitimate services, and train them, coach them, guide them, mentor them for entrepreneur skills, or how to increase the productivity, time management, money management, get the work done responsibilities, all those things. And you are also doing a tax planning, either by not paying the taxes for if the salaries are less than $12,000 and if they are under 18 years. If they are more than 18 years, but still it is okay, because you are moving the funds from higher tax bracket to the lower tax bracket. And the conclusion I want to say is, when there are really great strategies, but people do a lot of mistakes to implement it. And when you implement it, use the right legal entity to do these payments. If you do any mess up, if you don't do the proper documentation, IRS will be back to you, or you will be paying a lot of taxes. So work with your tax advisor, tax return preparer, or tax accountant or CPA, and ensure that you are implementing this strategy in the right and more appropriate way. That's it.
So, Narakadandi, this is all about hiring family members and how to save tax on those family members or kids pay salaries, we can say. So this is one of the tax strategy andi. So please don't miss out on this. And if you have any questions, please schedule a personal call with AG Fintax. Anil Grandhi garu will be happy to help you andi. So see you all next week with a new topic, and have a wonderful week ahead. Thank you, Anil garu. See you next week andi. Have a wonderful week.
Thanks Lakshmi garu. Thanks TV Asia. Thank you very much.
ఎక్స్చేంజ్ 8,000 రూపాయల బ్యాలెన్స్ మ్యామ్.
ఇవ్వనక్కర్లేదమ్మా, 8,000 మీకే వస్తాయి.
ఎస్ మ్యామ్, మేము కేవలం హాల్మార్క్ 916 గోల్డ్నే అమ్ముతాం. ఇంకా మీకు దొరికింది 100% ఎక్స్చేంజ్ వాల్యూ.